Children are the future. Women have a monopoly on reproduction, the ability to abort children, the ability to kill themselves. By the time you do the math, mind control isn't so great that women don't have an ability to do these things. They do. They are not the pharaoh. We can live without any single woman here. I'm the only person that needs to be alive for humanity to have a chance to go in the right direction. Nobody else is needed. Certainly not just another pretty face type of bitch. Now, her importance becomes greater when she stands with me, but they do not. I went over senses in the other video. In part 1 of this series, I went over the Occult book. I showed you pictures of occult fencers who are trying to pass themselves off as martial artists. I connected to Europeans, Westerners, who did not do martial arts probably at any point in their entire history. You know, they did some form of war art without the emphasis on the sun spirit, on coordination, on the key principles of martial arts and the intangible heritage. That what they did can be described as pagan war arts and not truly the true idea of martial arts that it's touching on, which is the mind, body, soul, and spirit cultivation. They injected themselves into it, as did the Asians, as did other groups of people, with the potential sort of exception of those people who are more related to the Africans that migrated to those lands. Remember, there's Neanderthals, there's Homo sapiens, there's some other kind of short kind of Jew-looking humanoid, or whatever you want to call it, okay, when you look at anthropology. We look at the senses, right? I went over sense datum, okay, sense organs, okay, this has to do with DNA, sensibility, ability to receive sensations, peculiar susceptibility to a pleasurable or painful impression. So those who have honed their senses the most are suffering from women's lack of judgment and lack of transcendence. Why they demand that we change our religious systems to favor them more, when religious systems need to become more masculine, not less, and they need to favor the pharaoh and the source of their knowledge, which is true wisdom through the martial arts order, which was cultivated for hundreds of thousands of years of mind, body, soul, and generational cultivation. Sensibility also means awareness of and responsiveness towards something, right? An awareness of and response. It is not enough to be aware. You are not sensible. That's not an example of sensibility. That is senseless. To be aware of something and not to correct it means you are an evil criminal that needs to be imprisoned, not in charge. An awareness of and responsiveness towards something as emotion in another. A refined or excessive sensitiveness in emotion and taste with a special responsiveness to the pathetic. It is pathetic for these wee little men to play magician and to pretend they know better about human nature than those who are the continuity of spiritual systems that have studied human nature with no illusion, with no history of fraud, like Blavatsky and these other cultists, and there's many of them all throughout the book. They're hiding from the Inquisition because of their sexual immorality, pedophilia, and rape. Quite often scientists claim that people claim that people were persecuted for their science, and they leave out the pertinent facts that they were persecuted for their occult, destructive behavior, which included blackmail, rape, sexual coercion, robbery, theft, and taking advantage of people that they have memorized or put in different states of consciousness with drugs and psychological techniques and other technologies that they use to cultivate these substances. And these people have a despicable resemblance to the people we associate with Jews these days. I go as far as to say they wrote themselves into history at some point, period. The Bible is a fraudulent response to the martial arts order, and it's right there in the Bible in Genesis 41:45, I believe, with Potipharah, the priestess of Ra, when Ra's cult had fallen out of grace. And this is over 1,000 years after Narmer and the cult of Ra were working in the right direction. So we see it doesn't take a genius that people that hone their senses outside of the illusion, yin-yang, checkered floor game and system of treachery are seen as a threat to the state. Follow this train of thought to its finish. Why should someone who's intelligent as I am, and as honorable as I am, as great as warrior as I am, in a culture where there is the bad and the in-between, be shunned, unless he's right? If I was bad, I wouldn't be shunned. They're scum. They would relate. If I was in between, I wouldn't be shunned. They're yin-yang bitches. They would relate. Certainly, I must be superior. Think about what it takes to balance the mind, body, and soul. For someone to walk as a coordinated martial artist and to coordinate this taller body, even drugged with powerful substances, for me to coordinate my blows. Okay? Obviously, I've been reduced dramatically. Even now, I am fumed and drugged. They cause me photophobia, tinnitus, and other things that on record affect balance. These things are known by scientists that these things affect balance. Psychiatric medication, that I'm forced to keep, affects balance. Stiffness of muscle. Mood stabilizing instead of drawing on and focusing passion. Hell, it was on record right there. On record, mainstream history. That Freud was connecting sexuality, sexual desire being suppressed to ideas of mental illness as they create a system that shuns me. It's on record that Crowley was promoting passion and violence to create a Western culture where your passion and violence gets you the respect and the admiration of potential wives and helps you to be a treacherous dog, an unfocused criminal scumbag, helping scientists control people. While they're suppressing my passion and my sexuality with drugs. Obviously, mental health are a bunch of sexual sadist type of trash. You have no excuse for such behavior. Then when you do your research and find out that psychiatrists are disproportionately rapists, even though they are protected by the system that they uphold, certainly that they are rapists, the therapist, the rapist. You're an idiot if you don't see it my way. You are so out of touch. You are irresponsible. Your criminal behavior should be punished severely. For you people to play stupid. For people to be stupid. Making slaves of cowards that refuse to submit to the top martial artists is vastly preferred, vastly superior to letting them do what they want. Do as thou wilt. Some sick pedophile, rapist, murderous garbage type of filth saying do as thou wilt to a bunch of gang members, to a bunch of scum in the pharmaceutical sector, to a bunch of eugenicists and white-collar criminals while Hollywood embraces Crowley on record. Despicable. Western culture on record is fraudulent, occult, magic card bitch shit that nobody should respect. If you respect it, you are immoral garbage that should be dealt with severely. And watch them twist these videos I've made, acting like bitches. Before there was the magician's hat and the beanie, right? Bean-E, right? Wussy, pussy, the E. There was Narmare manning up and putting the mini-me, the Mickey Mouse type of magic card bitch beneath him as he tried to wonder, where the fuck you going? Where you going? And bashed his fucking skull with a mace. Spirit. Symbols that make me a warrior, not some kind of a magic card bitch. That's why when I first started wearing gis, I had the African patch sewed in them. Symbols that make me an African Sun Temple warrior. That refer to that idea. Not the bitch shit. Your mini-me bitch shit is disgraceful. Your silly hippo-faced bitch shit is disgraceful. Your attempts to pretend that you're more of a man than a great African warrior is laughable. It is fucking hilarious. But the situation is so serious when you go as far as you've gone and how many people have suffered that it is no longer funny. You are fucking cowards. You are thoroughly disgraced. To even begin to talk of racial supremacy or intellectual superiority is pathetic. To use IQ tests that come from eugenicists and occult magic card mesmerized trans-loving bitches to then elevate their despicable forms of what passes for intelligence. My goodness, you are thoroughly disgraced. I am so ashamed to be part white, I cannot even begin to describe it. Thank God blackness is superior. That is why I am the top. And you pussies are not me. I repeat, you mini-me's are not me. You UFC thong-wearing bitches are not me. You taekwondo, kung fu, kempo, all you bitches are not me. You capoeira, give the Brazilian credit type house niggas are not me. I am Igbo. We possess the heavens. Not a magic card, tarot card, bitch-ass deck for pussies. You gender-neutral sissies. Obi, I'll ask. Not the magician bitch. Obelisk. The phallic symbol of warriors. Not the pathetic little wand of bitches using technology and drugs to get their little stick up. Generationally as well, you pathetic, sniveling less than men bitches. I am not calling your masculinity into question alone. I am definitively proving you are part bitch.